Okay, so this is my spreadsheet that I use. So you can see down the bottom, I've got all the other months. Because I'm in Australia, I work on the financial year that goes from July to June. So that's why it starts with July. So I've coloured the weeks. So the first week in July was pretty short and I didn't get many sales. I only got 6 sales in that kind of first week of July, which isn't great, but the good news is each week my sales actually increase, the number and the money amount. So yeah, only $6. Sorry, not $6. 6 items sold. So 4 of them were books. I will just kind of open this up a bit more for you guys so you can actually see. So The Business by Martina Cole, Jaws 2, that one actually sold really fast. I wasn't sure if it would, but you can see I listed on the 28th of the 6th and it sold on the 1st of the 7th, which is pretty good for me. Then yeah, we had a Buddha book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. That one is quite a common book that you can find. It did only sell for $9, but you know, still $9. I made $7.20 profit on it, so you know, pretty good. Then I do sell some clothes as well. So I sold a top and women's outerwear. Now I mostly sell books, but I do sell some clothes as well. I'm trying to get more back into the clothes, but for now it's mostly the books just because they're easier to photograph at the moment. I got to find a better way to photograph the clothes in a bigger area because my little table, just most clothes don't fit on it. So then we've got the next week. So the first full week in July, I sold 19 items. So that did pretty well. We've got more books here. Then I have some stick-on nail sheets, which I actually sold 3 of in that week. So there's 2 more down the bottom here. Then we got some more books, and then we got some outerwear, some women's bottoms, and more books. So I did sell a set of books, 5 novels, and I think that was my biggest sale for the week. So that sold for $64.55, and I made a profit of $41.82 on that one. So that was a really good one for me. My average my average gross sale is about $18.40. As it says over here, I'll go through this later. So yeah, that one is out of the normal for me and really made me happy. So happy with that one. Then the following week we sold more again. So 22 items. So that was good. 1 item did sell on Poshmark. I was trying out Poshmark to see if I wanted to sell clothes on there, and honestly, it's just too much work doing eBay and Poshmark and working full time and all of that. So I think I'm going to stick with eBay, but I have left my Poshmark account open. And if I get some sales just through there, I will. But with Poshmark, you got to share listings daily and do some kind of extra stuff. Like it's almost like social media where you've got to share and follow people. And honestly, I just don't have time. I don't have the brain capacity for it. But yeah, so I sold women's bottoms, and then I also sold a top. Now my profit for that was 0 because I actually sold it for my cousin. So when I sell it for family, I just give them all of the profit. I don't take anything from it. I just make sure I cover all my fees and stuff so I don't make a loss. So I did transfer the money for that, so that's why it says $0. Then I sold 1 more of those stick-on nail thingies, and then the rest were books. So I actually sold quite a few kind of non-fiction books this week or that week. So I have an aromatherapy recipe, Victorian seashells, I had a seafood cookbook, a baby sleeping book, saw some Harry Potter, Mayor's Last Dancer. We got a travel guide kind of book for Australia. Then another biography. I saw a Disney book, Coco. If you've watched that movie, it's awesome. But yeah, so another cooking book. And then I did make a custom listing, which was for Mary Higgins books. Sometimes I do that if the person can't work out shipping or they want like a discount or something. It's just easier for me to make a custom listing. So yeah, that was that week. I even sold a poodle, trading a poodle book, which my dad got. It was one of my dad's books, and I think he's had it for like 30 years, but it's still sold. So guys, even if books are old and you think they're out of date, put them up. You never know. All right, I think the next week was actually my biggest week out of the month. Let's see. I sold 48 listings in 1 week, which I think that's the most I've ever done in a week. The most I've even sold in a month before this month was only about 50, I think. So to get all this in 1 week was just like, yes, I'm finally doing it. I'm finally making it. This is why I do it. So this was really good. 48 listings in 1 week. I was so, so happy with it. As you can see, once again, most of them were books. I did have 3 closing items in here. And yeah, so more kind of books. You can pause the video and look at them more carefully if you'd like to. There wasn't any massive sales this week. I think the most is like I've got a $28.97. Oh, actually, no, $62. So this was a book. I didn't actually know if it would sell or not. It's like it was this large book full of art, like paintings and drawings by Paul Magoski. I think that's how you say it. And it had to go in a large envelope, large padded envelope. So that was $13 just to ship it, but I still got $39 profit from it. Which I was super happy with because I didn't even know if it would really sell because I was like, it's a really big book. Do people buy art books still? I'm definitely still very new to the book niche, and a lot of the things I don't think will sell. And then the things that I'm like, oh, this will sell super fast, haven't sold. So I'm definitely just listing everything at the moment and just kind of crossing my fingers. And I'm slowly kind of working out what things sell and which ones don't. But yeah, I was super happy with that. Another one that I just noticed, this book, Dozens of Cousins, a story of the O'Donnell and Purcell families, 1841 to 1991. I did not think this would sell. I wasn't even sure if it was like a proper book or if someone just made it, but it's a proper book. It was on the National Australian Library website and everything. And that sold pretty damn fast. It sold on the same day. As you can see, I listed on the 21st and it's sold on the 21st. So I think someone had like a notification on eBay to like when this book came up to send them an email or whatever. Because yeah, it sold so fast and I was like, oh, okay. I only listed it for $5. So I made $2.90 profit on it, but I was super happy with it selling so damn fast. Another one that sold on the same day, I had a couple that week, is the Dialectical Behavior Therapy Skills book. It's a workbook, and I find a lot of these kind of behavior, mental health books can sell pretty well. Like they're kind of hard to find, but if you find them, they sell really well. So that sold on the same day. And another one was Nothing to Fear by Karen Rose. That was just a novel, so I think someone just must have been looking at the right time. I don't think it would have sold straight away otherwise. Also Michael Connolly, a couple of his books sold on the same day. I listed them. So yeah, pretty good week. I was so happy with that. One thing that I accidentally did, I accepted an offer I think the offer minus shipping it was only like $2.50 or $3 or something. And I ended up losing 10 cents on it. That was my bad. Definitely will pay more attention to what I accept, but I kind of just wanted to accept the offer because I wasn't getting many sales that day and just kind of wanted it to sell. Because I'd also had it, let's see, I listed it on the 15th of April, and months later it finally sold. So I lost 10 cents, but it was 10 cents, so really I don't care. So then the final week of July, 34. So not quite as many as the week before, but that's fine. So yeah, mostly books, and I sold one AFL card, like one of those gaming cards that, swapping cards. So I sold a lot more of them last year because they were 2020 ones. But I still have them up because every now and again I get one sold, and I'll probably leave them up for a little bit longer and just see how it goes. But they've definitely sold, started to slow down. Then the rest of them were all books. So once again, had some novels, had some biographies, had some more nonfiction, had some cookbooks. I've I got a lot of these like nature kind of books that have been selling really well. So this one was Field Companion to Australian Fungi. I think in previous weeks I've sold quite a few. Yeah, like this wildflower one. Wildflower ones seem to be selling really well for me. A lot of them were quite old. They were from this family. They were moving house, so they wanted rid of books, but they had boxes and boxes. Like I'm talking like 50 plus boxes of books that they'd inherited from family members, whether that were like directly related to them or more like, aunts and uncles. And one of them was really into nature, was part of a group, all of that. So I got a lot of their books, and they've actually sold really well. I wasn't sure with like nature books whether they kind of go, because they were printed so long ago, I wasn't sure if they'd kind of go out of date, but it doesn't seem like they have because they're all selling pretty well. I sold a kids book. That's pretty rare for me. Kids books just don't sell very well. But yeah, another personality sold a book. Philistines at the Hedgegrove. I think that one was like a religion kind of book. But yeah, like I said, pause the video. You can look at everything that's sold if you want to. But yeah, that's how I kind of went. So this spreadsheet, I've got all of them listed here. So I've got like cost of goods. So I've actually changed the way that I'm doing cost of goods. So some of them I've listed, I worked out, I bought 10 books for $10. So I averaged the price out to $1 each, or in this case, 45 cents, 10 cents, $4, a dollar, all of that. But I've gotten such massive book hauls, like over 500 books, that it's just too hard to count all the books exactly and work out the average cost. So I've just been putting them straight into my expenses and putting the cost of goods as zero. I'm just finding it easier that way, because otherwise I feel like I was either underdoing my cost of goods or overdoing my cost of goods, depending how good my estimations of how many books there are. And I really didn't want to sit down and work out 500 books or more. Like my last haul, I think I literally bought over 1,000 books, and I did not want to count them all. That was for sure. So we'll go over to this monthly summary report over here. So total numbers of sales I did was $129. Cost of goods sold was $46.57. So most of these, near the end is where I stopped putting the actual cost of goods. I just started adding it into the expenses tab. So it's probably a little bit off, and from the months after this, it will definitely be off. But, most of my books are around 50 cents or less, some around the 10 cents mark. Clothes are a little bit more. They're about on average $1 each, but yeah, so you kind of get the idea. It's about $46 anyways. My total gross sales was $2,373.40. So that's the total amount that the buyer paid. Then shipping costs I paid were $988.11. That month I was on band 2 for most of it, I think, and then I went to band 3. Now, in the last couple of days, I've gone up to band 4 with the Australia Post, so I'm getting cheaper and cheaper shipping, thank God. So hopefully I will sell more books, but the shipping costs will kind of stay similar for a little bit as the shipping costs go down. Hopefully, that's my hope. Then eBay fees was about $357.65. The fees that they seem to take for me is about 15% on average, which isn't too bad. Hopefully there's nothing really I can do about that. I've got a store and everything, so that's got lower fees, but yeah, there's only so much you can really do for that. Poshmark, that one Poshmark, I think I only got one Poshmark sale, yeah. So that was 20%. They take 20%, so it's a little bit more. But yeah, I was just trying out Poshmark, and I don't think I'll stick with it, but 20% for that, 15% for eBay. So my total fees were $357. So gross sale is like all the money that the person paid. The net profit is minus your costs. So minus my cost of goods, minus my fees, and minus my net profit. So that goes down to $974.01. Can't forget about the 1 cent. So that was my total that I made for the month, which is the most I've ever made in a month. And I am so, so, so happy with that. I eventually want to get that to like per week, but for a month, that was amazing for me. I'm super, super happy with it. So then we can go, average gross sale is $18.40. Like I mentioned before, so that's the average that a buyer is paying total. So the amount they're paying for the item plus shipping. I charge shipping on everything because I just get too confused otherwise if I'm making a profit or not, especially if I'm just doing it off the top of my head on a mobile. And it's early in the morning, late at night, and I'm just accepting offers. So I'd rather do that, so I know that my shipping costs are always covered. Like I mentioned, I lost 10 cents because I accepted an offer too low. So I'd hate to do that and actually not even cover my item or shipping. So I charge shipping. But yeah, so gross sale, $18.40. My average net sale per item is $7.55. So that's the average of what I'm making per item. It's not heaps. I'd prefer it to be more around the $10 mark, but it's definitely pretty good. Especially because a lot of items I do only make like $2 or less, but because I've got some of those higher price items in there as well, like the one where I made $41, $26, that bumps up my average, so it all kind of works out in the wash. My average sales per day was 4.2 sales per day, so around between 4 to 5 sales per day. I definitely had some days where I got no sales and other days where I got like 7+ sales. But yeah, on average is about 4.2. So really happy with that because other months I haven't even gone to 30 sales in a month. So it's less than a sale per day. So that was good. And then my average profit per day. So there was 31 days in July. So I just divided the profit by 31 and I made $31.42 every day. That's kind of like the average profit. Now, some of those days I was working, some of them I wasn't, all of that, but $31.42, not too bad. Definitely want that up to more near like 100 or more per day. So then I don't have to keep doing swim teaching and all the other things that I'm doing. But yeah, it's definitely an awesome start. So that is everything that I sold in July. That's everything I made, all of that. I did have some expenses and things like that. I bought some new shelving for downstairs. That was about like $200 for Bunnings shelves, because I bought like 8 of them. And then, you know, more packaging, the bubble mailers, things like that. So overall, I don't think I made a profit for July. So let's just have a look at so this is kind of the report page. So yeah, expenses so far, that's including expenses for August, from the 9th of August right now. I'm a bit late doing this video, but my total expenses is $1,000, which is a bit ridiculous right now, but it's just because I bought a few big ticket items like all the shelving and stuff. So it should even out in the next few months and I should be back in profit. Mileage calculator, that's just more for tax. So I just calculate all my miles and everything when I go to, you know, shops, to Bunnings. If I'm post office, I just write down how many kilometers I've gone, times that by 72 cents, which is what Australia kind of gives you back or takes off your tax. The $24.95 was how much I paid for my eBay store, so the monthly subscription. So yeah, so you can see, I'll give you a little sneak peek into August. It's the 9th of August today, and I've already made 41 sales. So I'm pretty damn happy with that as well. Hopefully it keeps going and we'll be able to keep filling out this month. So I also wanted to show you my weekly tracker. So I just updated this the other day. So these first 4 weeks were July. So my aim is to list 250 items. Then I've got a little bit of a calculator that works out my target for items sold. So I put in what my sell-through rate is and it works it out. It's a little bit off, as you can tell. Most weeks I've been under. But it gives me a good kind of target to work out. So the only thing I can really do about this is how many items I can list, which are a little bit up and down at the moment. I'm trying to get better at it, but I'm getting there. So my aim is 250 items a week. First week I did more, but then the next 2 weeks I did less. Then I did more, and then I did less. And then last week, which was August, I did 2 less. I miscounted, and that was my fault. But anyways, I'm still happy with being around 250. So overall, I've missed 204 listings over the 5 weeks. So I am trying to bump that up. So I'm trying to list more around the 300, 350 for the next couple of weeks until that gets down to 0. But we'll see how I go. I'm just swimming. I teach swimming, and at the moment I'm doing about 30 to 40 hours a week over 6 days. So my time is getting more and more limited, but we're going to try that out. So next one is my target items sold, except for the week between the 19th and the 25th of July. All the weeks I was under, but then this week I was over. So that was my biggest week for July, the week that I'm super happy with. So I was actually 8 over that week, which is awesome. So overall, I'm 32 under, but I'm not really too worried about it. It's just kind of like it's nice to see how I'm going compared to what the computer thinks I should be getting. And I'm not, if I get it, I get it, but if I don't, I don't. So the next one is my target sales. So this is gross sales. So the same week I was actually over with my gross sales, and then I was over with my net profit. But all the other weeks I've been a little bit under, as you can see. So according to this, I could have made an extra 193 net profit, but I tried. So hopefully when I start listing some more and I'm actually listing the correct amount, hopefully that will kind of get this spreadsheet to work a bit better, and I will actually be hitting those sales and net profit and all of that. But yeah, so that's all for July. If you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, I'd really appreciate it, and let me know in the comments if there's anything else you would like to know or you have any suggestions for me. I am definitely not an expert, so I would love to hear your ideas, and I will try and help you guys as much as I can as well. All right, bye guys.